What's up, guys? This is Bolvar the Fell-Handed, and welcome to part 6 of the Art of the Type 59. Here we are on Corellia, and it is Assault. Now, I'm running solo here. I'm high tier in the lobby, so you know some good things are going to happen. There are two schools of thought, really, when you are in this position. One, you can take the top of the hill there, and you know, you can kind of fire on whatever gets spotted, or you can go out and scout. Now, the second one is a tricky proposition, because you know, if you scout left, right, or mid, you're going to be opening yourself up to shots from those directions. And as you know, of course, the Type 59 does not have astounding spotting ability at sub 400 meters. So, you know, I kind of elected to pull up here and fire on what targets that they illuminate for me. May not be the most glamorous, but that's what we decided to do. Now, I will say, when you're up here and you're taking long shots, due to the .38 accuracy, I highly recommend shooting standard AP. And the reason for this is, you know, you're going to be lucky to connect with them at extreme range, let alone pin them. And that way, it'll save you considerable amount of money in ammunition cost. I've been there. I've been firing it at 500-600 meters. I've been firing APCR, and it's, you know, you're down like 14-15 rounds, and you've got 5 pins to show for it. So it's kind of, you know, what can you do best to secure a decent ROI? And that's essentially all premium tanks, really any tanks, boil down to. Obviously, you don't want to load into a match and go in the hole. You want to load in the match, make some money, do well, you know, and not go negative on the cash flow. And so that's essentially why I'm saying, at extreme range, you know, go for the AP, why not? Because this tank, as we all know, is not a sniper. .38 is okay, but it's not fantastic. With the armor, you know, this tank was built to be a brawler. You know, it's got the shorter spotting distance, you know, the accuracy, the aim time. This tank was meant to be an in close. You know, let's go ahead and say close to mid. Let's give it mid, because .38 will do fine on mid. At long range, you know, it's hit or miss. You know, nothing is guaranteed at long range, but close to mid, this tank is dangerous. So right now, you know, we're kind of not playing this tank to its role, and this kind of goes back to conserving your health towards the beginning of the game, and, you know, essentially just playing cautious. You know, granted, the Reds have 5 guys down, so in my mind, it was time to go ahead and advance and possibly get some of the guys posted up to fire on targets that I light up. So see, right now I've just pulled up and I've already got a few spotted target hits. So, you know, it's good news for me. And, you know, you want to do assist damage wherever you can. Assist damage essentially boils down to you helping the team win. That's really all it's going to drop down to. It made a clutch shot right there, very quick one. We were scoped in most of the way, but not quite all of the way. Trying to remain hull down here, although it's difficult because of the angle of the slope I'm on. We dodged that round there, and we're going to go ahead and try to put a round in him, and we were successful in finishing him off. I'm in an okay position. Granted, the way the ground slopes down, if you're up above me, you know, where that TD was, you're more or less going to be shooting straight into me. There will be no hold down. And that's the inherent danger of running, you know, in this particular area. Now, right here, I went ahead and switched to AP. Sometimes in the heat of battle, you know, you just keep running whatever you've got. And, you know, that's the case with APCR. Sometimes I would rather have it than not have it. At any rate, we go in on the Boilermaker there, and we're very successful running AP. We're bouncing some rounds here. The poor guy cannot get anything in. I suppose my hull is at the perfect angle. Whew, I'd like to blame that one on trigger lag, but I think that was all skill, as it were. At any rate, we're going to try to finish him off there. We put one in him, and he's cornered, but, you know, it was the end for him regardless, whether I did it or no. Now we're just kind of, at this point in the game, we're just mopping up. We're just putting rounds. You know, it's essentially a damage frenzy. We're just trying to see who can get the most damage in the shortest amount of time because, you know, not a lot of guys are left. You know, we've got some long-range targets here. Fire to AP, of course it bounced. Immediately switched to APCR. And the gun is loaded and I am scoped on that area. So as soon as he comes up, we're going to put a round in him. And, you know, still bouncing. Some tanks are just naturally tricky. And that's, you know, that's what we have right here. Managed to make a long-range shot with APCR right to the commander's hatch. Excellent shot, no matter which way you slice it. We did very well this game. 3,119 damage, 3,143 assist, and blocked quite a considerable bit. Now, guys, as a special treat, I do have a broad comparison between the Motherland and the Type 59 coming up right after this. And this is just going to kind of show you the similarities between the two tanks. And here we go. So, you know, here we have the Motherland, and it uses the same base T-54 hull. Granted, of course, it's a little bit different. It doesn't have the crossbar halfway down through the front of the tank, nor does it have the unditching beam in the back that the Type 59 has. It does, however, have the auxiliary fuel cans. Now, if you're ever wondering what that unditching beam does, they lay it just completely in position it is. They lay it down on the ground, they up to the tracks, and then they chain it to the tracks. And then they, of course, activate the motor, and it, you know, drags the log underneath them, and so on and so forth. So, in theory, that was how it was supposed to get you out. And the main reason was Russia did not really have loads of roads. Moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at the vital statistics here. 520 horsepower, rounds per minute 7.5, penetration is 183, damage is standard, that's 250 on both. Your aim time's 2.40, and you know, the accuracy, it's a good accuracy. 0.36 is very good for a medium. Normally you're going to find that in your, you know, tier 10 mediums, but it's a very good accuracy for tier 8 medium. The turret armor is pretty decent. The only thing lacking, in my opinion, is a view range at 360 meters. That, in my eyes, is more of a liability than not, sadly. You know, you have to know what's shooting you, bottom line. So, traverse was 42 degrees a second on the hull. So, we're just going to kind of take these numbers and plug them in and see exactly where we're at on the Type 59 here. Now, going back to similarity, you're going to see, you know, the first road wheel there has the same separation, just like on the Motherland, just like on your Type 54, just like on your Type, you know, 54 Mod 1. Same thing. It's got the crossbar there in the front. Lights, I mean, you know, a lot of this is just very small differences. Still has the exhaust on the left hand side. And, you know, you have your unditching beam as well as your auxiliary fuel cans. So there's a lot of similarities between this. The Soviets gave Lend-Lease, whatever, the T-54 hulls to the Chinese, and they ran with it, you know. And just because it's been remade by someone else doesn't mean it's any less of an awesome tank. I mean, obviously this is an excellent tank. These things actually existed. They saw combat. So, you know, it's a good tank. So, going back here, 520 horsepower, same as the Motherland. The gun's looking the same, damage the same, slightly less AP penetration, more APCR penetration, half a second longer aim time, not quite as accurate by .02. It's a small amount, but you know, who's going to notice? Turret armor, significant, 200, 120, front side. The rear, of course, doesn't really matter too much, because if somebody shoots you in the rear of the turret, you've got problems. Moving on, 380 view range, 380 meter view range, which is important because, you know, you have to be able to see your targets in order to shoot them. At any rate, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you do enjoy. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys next time.